Yes, if this makes it to a recording, that is not a sheep. That sound is of a frog. But we don't know what type.
Or a beetle.
A beetle?
Beetle. Could be a beetle.
What, John Paul, Ringo?
Look at the white beetle.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Look at it. Well, it is. It's that famous one on, where is it, Penny Lane?
Abbey Road.
Abbey Road. They're walking across to the studio. There's a white beetle. I know all four of them.
Yes.
But you look behind them. There's
John Lennon.
Yeah, there's a white Volkswagen Beetle.
That's hilarious. I wonder what that's a symbol for when they have a symbol for each of the Beatles.
I'll tell you what that is. Oh, this is that fifth Beetle. This is the
one that took over when he killed Paul.
When Paul apparently died off, yes, and then they kept saying,
accident.
I am the walrus and he's the walrus and all that.
I thought Lennon was the walrus.
Yeah, but there's this old coded one to say that John Lennon had been replaced.
No, it was Paul McCartney.
Sorry, to say Paul McCartney had been replaced.
What was it there? I don't think that was referring to that.
Say, when he left the Beatles, was he sponsored by Red Bull and that's how he got wings?
Wings.
Dad joke.
Yeah. When Paul McCartney started his own band, he was given Red Bull so he could have wings.
I'll have to find a clip of that original snooping.
Oh, I just remembered. Tonight is live.
Of?
Mackie and Amanda. Jade and Amanda.
I've never seen you being so excited about Mackie and Amanda.
Oh, no, Jade and Amanda.
No, Jade and Mandy.
Mandy.
Well, it is Amanda, isn't it?
I don't know how she's formally named, but that's why I get Mackie and Amanda mixed up with them all the time.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, geez. That's going to be great.
10 o'clock, yeah.
See how old Jade's doing.
Yeah.
It's nice she had that Alaskan cruise before she went in for surgery.
I didn't know she did.
Yeah, it was a belated honeymoon, I guess.
Oh.
The Myrtles. That's what I think I looked up the Laurels.
Which is the dead one in Harry Potter? Isn't that Myrtle?
Oh, Morning Myrtle? Yeah.
Nothing to do with the plantation in America.
Myrtles Plantation, St. Francisville. Law. Check availability. You know, this is not a bad price. Booking.com is $168.
Oh God, they're on Booking.com.
Uh-huh.
That's funny. You know, I've had another thought about putting a recorder on out here. EVPs.
I thought about that earlier.
However,
I don't mean to say like I'm whatever, but I did think about that.
Yeah, however, I don't think I've recorded a single EVP on camera in any way, shape or form around the house.
Or ever.
And that is the subject of something I would like to talk about.
Okay.
Is a bubble energy, right? Is it like spirits, you know, unless you've got a haunted house, obviously. But is it like spirits do keep the distance from somewhere? Do good spirits, do your family or my family or something keep other ones away? There's some kind of a method.
I don't think so, because I think you can still be under psychic attack even if you have loved ones looking for you.
Oh, sure enough, if you're like with depression and that.
Or attacks from other family members.
Right. Right. But is there some mechanism, something somewhere? Because if you say, if any ghost team says, can you appear in front of us? It never happens. It's a lot like the, can you do it again? Hardly ever happens.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's what's going on. That there's some form of they have rules.
Well, yeah, I think I don't know. I don't think that spirit is contained in spirits are contained in a bubble, because from my understanding is once you pass away is that your consciousness opens to universal consciousness where you can perceive in 360 degrees and all this kind of stuff. So you can't really contain a spirit unless a spirit chooses to contain itself.
Now, the thing is, in a lot of places, they get EVPs or they get stuff anyway all over the place that says he's here, he's coming, he's arrived.
Yeah.
This he character is normally something controlling. What is that about?
That's true. When you hear that, it's usually like, we can't talk, he's here, kind of stuff.
It happens time after time after time.
That's interesting.
What in the heck is that? And is that kind of a controlling force of those situations something that links to perhaps us here, where we don't get EVPs in the house, but we'll get them other places, even on this recorder?
Well, the thing is that we haven't spent a whole lot of time on the camera in the house or doing any kind of recording in the house, which is fine with me because it would freak me out to hear EVPs in the house.
Actually, I've lied here, because at this point now I can put in those couple of EVPs about, what was it, like, that's Tommy's car or something that I got.
Oh, yeah.
And the recorder was on the back porch, and there's another EVP, I think from the same night.
Well, you thought it was a car crunching on the gravel.
Oh, that we've heard something similar.
But we've heard from the neighbors, so that was debunked.
Yeah, because sound travels better at night, which is something to remember when recording overnight. Yeah, but there's definitely been, otherwise there's been voice EVPs.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's no damn way.
But was that in the house?
No, that was on the back porch.
Yeah, so that's still outside of the house.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's still outside, yeah.
Yeah. But, again, like I say, you become all consciousness, so who's to say that a spirit isn't everywhere in our house or whatever, and maybe most of them are just going to say whatever, leave us alone kind of thing, and it's only the ones that want to be dorks that come and, do.
Want to be dogs.
Yeah.
But there's another side here,
I need attention.
There's a bit of reverse psychology that also, if there's kind of guaranteed, I can say right now, I'm not going to find an EVP on this recording.
Well, of course, the chances are.
There we are.
Right.
However, we have had EVPs over in the corner of the lake, and we've had something decent there.
Yeah.
But I have a theory that we won't get them. Although, like I say, we have had them on the back porch.
But that wasn't when we were present, like it was over in the corner there.
That's another thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you, with you being present, is there a bubble? That's another good twist on it. It may not be a location. It could be the person's covered in a way from not having bad experiences. Or maybe like when you draw white energy into you before you do an investigation too, maybe that's that protection that is a bubble. So we protect ourselves without knowing it. Simply walking into a space.
I think it's just what the energy you give off. If you're going to give off negative energy and say everything's a demon and we are afraid of everything, that kind of stuff, you're going to get that energy back.
Yeah. Self-fulfilling type of thing.
Yeah, I just think that if you go in with a good heart and pure intentions, and you don't have to announce your intentions, and you don't have to say we're not hurting you and we don't want to hurt you and we respect you. Of course we respect you, but how are you going to hurt a spirit?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I'm going to go over and beat you up. How the heck?
Yeah. You know, and are you worried about hurting feelings? I think they've evolved enough to not, to understand that you're not trying to hurt feelings, and hurt feelings aren't anything but the ego anyway, so.
Mm-hmm. It's a fascinating thought, though. I'd like to hear other people's views on that kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Especially people who've recorded EVPs in their own houses. What's the difference? What's the change? Is it something that happened in the place?
And does it freak you out getting it in your own residence?
Right. And I guess if you do have hauntings in houses, you're not just going to get EVPs, you're going to get other stuff, lights, flickering, shadows.
Remember how we met?
Yeah.
I recorded Orbs, what I thought was orbs, and we were on Shadowlands.
Yeah.
And this snot-nosed kid, who wasn't even born when I was starting experiencing stuff, was telling me, oh, you've got a dusty house, and oh, you got windows blowing, your air is on, which is 1, I vacuumed that day, 2, I closed all my windows, and 3, I did not have any air on in my house whatsoever.
Plus, it is actually pretty obvious to see what's dust, isn't it? If you've seen enough videos on YouTube, you know.
I kind of do think he was right, though, that it was dust. I don't think they were anything spiritual, even though we know that house was haunted.
I mean, maybe now, but at the time, you didn't know. You were just looking for opinions.
Well, I was looking for
opinions, not aggression and, being told you're wrong.
So, yeah, I mean, this kid just knew everything and made assumptions of my character kind of thing. And Mark came along and saved my life.
Rode in on a spectral horse.
Yeah. Shadowlands. Jesus, that thing even... I suppose you have to go the way back machine to see if that's existent.
Well, we don't talk to Mystic Merlin anymore.
No.
And he ended up running it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Who were the original owners? Do you remember? I
Good
used to remember their
Lord, I
name.
can't remember.
I used to remember the couple, and I can't remember their names. He was very successful.
Yeah. I wonder how Merlin's doing.
Yeah. And his astral kitties.
Did you know that he did a zodiac for me before I met you?
Oh.
And he said I was going to meet a handsome man with
dark
hair.
Nice.
And he's going to be your soulmate. I wish I could find that thing.
Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, remember when you had dark hair?
No. That's before I was born.
I just keep making mine dark.
Oh no, it changed about what? I don't know, 8 years ago.
Well, you were salt and pepper when I met you, but yeah.
Was I?
Oh yeah. You were more pepper than salt, but yeah, you had some grays.
Oh well, yeah, that was.
You know, a little bit. It was just a little bit in front and right in front of your ears. But that didn't make you unattractive, that's for sure.
I've never done a Richard Hammond and Just for Men. Or teeth whitening.
Bleach your teeth and
I've not done any of that.
Contact lenses. And
I've done the contact lenses, but that was
the flowy hair.
Yeah, the contact lenses was. I only used to wear the one, didn't I, at school, at college. I lost one and lost it for about 2 years and never got a replacement.
Do you ever miss Marbury?
Yes, because that's another side to hauntings, is some places will only let you in after quite a while. And that place is definitely like that. You have to earn the trust, as it were. You'll get nothing, usually, at that place until you've gone a fair few times. You were very lucky to experience it.
Lucky, wow. It took me half hour.
Yeah, I think you were let in perhaps because I was there. I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know how it works. Maybe that's a link to some hauntings too. If they trust the character, they'll trust who's with them, or they're more likely to do things. Maybe not on command,
but
obviously.
Again, I think it's just because
projection.
Everything's energy, and when you're gone, you're just energy. So I think you can feel people's energies, and they know instantly your character.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of like the psychic side to it. You can be psychically read.
Right.
No matter what you say, and what your body language is, they know what you're thinking.
Oh my gosh. I'll never forget that day. The one time I saw Aura. I was student teaching, and it was lunchtime, and I looked over at my supervising teacher, and she was engulfed in a cloud of red.
Wow.
And I know it wasn't a good day. I never had a good day student teaching.
Oh, God.
So,
Oh dear.
well, it's true. But Lord, that scared me.
Oh, I've no doubt.
I shouldn't say that that's the only time I've seen order. That's the only time I've seen fully blown encasing, or I can usually see the outline and colors, but not like that. That was Stephen King's sack of red.
Yeah. The Crimson.
The Crimson King. You know who that is? He's in the book Insomnia by Stephen King.
Insomniac. I need sleep.
It's a good book. It's part of it all wove into the Dark Tower series.
Oh yeah, it's very famous.
Man, did they blow that movie.
Top 3 Stephen King movies.
For me,
Yeah.
The Shining. I don't care if Stephen King didn't like it or not. I liked Kubrick's adaptation.
Yeah. Here's Johnny.
I didn't like The Stand. I thought it was poorly.
Mind you, Stephen King didn't
was
like
sappy.
it at first, did he? Was it one of
The
his first
Stand.
books?
He was in it.
I know, but was it one of his first books and he didn't get
The
published?
book.
Yeah,
The
25
book.
years.
Yeah.
Or...
No. It did take a while to publish, I believe. And it was published in a shorter form. The big thick one I have
what was
is
it called? The kneeling up.
Yeah, it started out
Slightly
sitting.
raised. Yeah, the slightly raised from lying down. Short story version.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so the ones I like, Misery.
Misery's good, yeah.
And of course, Dolores Claiborne. I just love Catherine Bates.
What is it? I'm your number one fan.
Yeah.
And then kneecaps the guy.
No, she hobbles him, puts a board between, or a post between his legs, and hits him right at the ankle, so it breaks both of his ankles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's your number. That's good. That's a good top 3.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think also the quality of actors. The other movies just don't have an A-list as such.
Absolutely. It was Carrie by.
That was Stephen King.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a bad movie. For its time, 70s.
Yeah. Well, again, A-list was Sissy Spacek, and John Travolta was just getting hot.
Getting what?
Hot.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he was big in the 70s. He's in Tiger Beat and Teen whatever.
Grease
and
whatever.
yeah, well, he started out on Welcome Back, Kotter, and then got the movie Carrie, and then did The Boy in the Plastic Bubble or whatever.
But then took off a bit, really.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Henry Winkler? I seem to put the two in the same
He
boat.
is actually doing TikToks.
Oh, is he really?
With his grandchildren and having a ball.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Does he still wear the black leather jacket?
No, he wears
Slick back hair.
He wears cardigan sweaters with leather patches.
He's doing the granddad bit.
Yeah.
Well, he is one now, isn't he?
Yeah.
What is he? 70?
Oh
something?
gosh. At least.
Wow.
At least
Henry Winkler.
74 maybe. Because he was not nowhere near, well, neither was Ron Howard, but nowhere near being a teenager.
No.
when
Like
Happy
Grease,
Days
in it
was
again
on.
with
Yeah.
20-odd-year-old people in
Yeah.
it. Wouldn't you like to do that one time, though? Just walk into a cafe or somewhere and a crap ton of people start cheering and clapping.
Yeah, dancing and
Yeah, wouldn't it be great? You know?
We go together like that. Oh, God.
Anyway, in case this goes no further, that was an example of turtle talks from Cougar and Slider.